free. Don't give up, keep on pushing through. Now is the time, it's all up to you. Alchemize your energy, my friend. Let your spirit be free. Don't give up, keep on pushing through. Now is the time, it's all up to you. No matter the storm, but over tragedy. No matter the storm, but over tragedy. No matter the storm, we will always take flight. Keep on pushing through the darkness of night. There's no limit, let's reach for the sky. Shine so bright, from darkness to light.
I had a misa today, and I really wasn't gonna come on, but I can't go to sleep because I've been watching stuff online, and I said, you know what? Rather than me just watching it online, let me just go ahead and like let me talk about it while I'm like watching it. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a friend of mine. His name is Baba Shaka. Okay, Baba Shaka. I met him. He actually is one of the people that actually at one point got me connected with a Babalawo that you know I was working with for a second. And hey Lakeisha, what's up? I did like a live with him because I knew that he had been a bank robber before. But this is so I introduced him to Real Life Street Stars, and it's crazy when I hear the story. Like I'm like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Because I never heard it this way. I have been friends with him for years, and this is my first time hearing it. Now, there's a part 1, 2, and 3. I'm just gonna go into 2 because I want you guys to see 1, 2, and 3. And bottom line is that to see it, this is gonna be like a commentary on what he's saying because it's crazy. It's crazy because I known this guy for the longest period of time and had no idea that he was going through all this stuff. And let's get into it.
Invite anybody in on this. Like you start off with a group of guys.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest you hit was 200,000. And let me just ask you before you answer that. What location were these banks? Where are you at? Are you in Louisiana, Texas? Where you go?
Well, it depends. When you're talking?
I'm talking when you're on your solo run. How many banks did you hit?
About 19.
19 banks.
19. It's addictive. It's very, very addictive.
Shit, man. How often? Like once every?
Well, it depends on how irresponsible I was.
Okay, so summers you might have turned up on the summer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it depends on how you flexing.
Okay.
You got a concert coming. You want to get the 24 passenger. Double axle limo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you flexing, you're responsible.
We're gonna get to the lifestyle of it.
Okay.
But
bro, I had no idea. Imagine being friends with a guy for almost, I would say I've been friends with Baba Shaka for almost like 6 years and had no idea. I had no idea that this guy had dinner. This guy had stayed at my house before, you guys. He stayed at my house at one point, but he has such a gentle spirit. You would never think that this is his background. He is such a gentle person. I met him on POF, and how I met him was because he was showing his eggplant, and he has like these implants on his eggplant. And I hit him up. I said, "Listen, you can't show that on POF because you're gonna get like banned. Like you can't show your eggplant with your implants or whatever." That's how I met him on POF. Was it 6 years ago? It was probably even more. I probably have known this guy for maybe, it might even be longer. And so Now, the story he told me when I first met him was way different than this story that he's telling here. But like I said, there's a part one. This is part two. So I'm going to start at part two because I want you guys to go and watch part one on Real Life Street Stars and part three. We're just going to go over part two because this gets really salacious. I had no idea that this was who I really had around me. And I'm like, whoa. I am over here like tripping. What? Let me play this for you guys, and I'm gonna shut up. Okay, I'm gonna just be quiet for a second. Okay, go ahead.
With that being said, what was your locations? Were you mostly Louisiana?
Houston, North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona. Louisiana was a no because of Angola.
Yeah, correct.
We did hit a bank, and the dye went off, and I was like, nah, we're going to Texas.
All right. Now, when you say we, all right, let's go and do it. Let's make sure he's on. Let's get him on. We are about to bring in my man Vernon. And Vernon, did you have a nickname you went by before we even introduced you? This Vernon. God damn. Man.
I didn't get a nickname. I went to prison.
So wait. And Vernon, if you don't mind, for those who are seeing you, introduce yourself real quick.
My name is Vernon. I did 25 years in prison for bank robbery.
All right.
4 bank robbery. Well, I was actually charged for 3, but the 4th one, which was the first one in Shreveport, they wrapped that inside the conspiracy count. So
Okay.
I was charged for it, but not charged for it, basically.
So if you watch, there's gonna be a whole. If you go to Real Life Street Stars, there's a whole video that Vernon does where he shows how Shaka kind of came into his life, and he was a square, right? He had never done nothing his whole life. He was like a 2-family household living in Shreveport. Like when you look at him, he looks clean, like, but he ended up getting graped in prison. Like, and he talks about the grape and how they took advantage of him. And that's the other story that's on Real Life Street Stars. But I was just watching this tonight and I said, you know what? Let me cover this a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because their story is not getting the amount of hits it should. And I want people that see this, please go over to Real Life Street Stars, watch Vernon's story, and please watch Baba Shaka's story, because this story is so freaking crazy. It's like dead presidents times 10. Okay. Now, so I wanted to give you some background on the fact that Baba Shaka had he went to prison early on in his life for murdering his friend. He learned how to rob banks from a Black Panther. He comes out of prison after like 5 years or something like that, because it was like a involuntary manslaughter thing. He comes out of prison after being charged as an adult, as a child. He convinces Vernon to rob banks with him. This is the craziest story ever. Now, when I interviewed him, if you'll see the interview on my channel too, it didn't get that deep. He held back a little bit, but here he is telling the whole story, and it is crazy. Okay, because I was like, what? When I'm watching, I'm like, what? So I'm gonna be quiet again, but I wanted to give you like a backup story just so you can see what's going on here. That's why you had, so Vernon just got out of jail, like I think like about maybe a couple of years ago, whatever, 5 years ago, and just reunited with Baba Shaka. And then Baba came into his life and said, you know, we should do this thing. After I had did the interview with him, Jonathan said, hey, I'm interested in interviewing Baba Shaka based on the interview I did with him. Now they're on Real Life Street Stars. So I want you guys to hear how crazy this story is. I'm like, what? All right, let's go. Let's go. And mind you, at one point he had stayed in my house before. So I'm like, I had no idea that I had this guy staying in my house like this. Like, what? All right, let's go.
So you did 4 in your lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
And this man did, I can't even count. So
the very first one I robbed was with him.
okay.
And we had a driver. And then I did another one by myself with the same driver. And I did the third one with him with the same driver. And then the 4th one I did by myself with the same driver.
All right, so stay right there. We're gonna put a face on the name. Yeah.
So yeah. How did I pick them?
Yeah, and let me ask you, as you got to speak, as you know, Vernon is a name. And at the time you were going by
Eric.
E-R-E.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all didn't use nicknames. Blue, yellow,
Nah,
Mr. Pink.
no.
No, because when we went in the banks, we didn't talk.
Okay,
We already talked about everything we could
So you
possibly
didn't have to get nobody's attention. Like
Nope.
y'all just okay. All right.
I knew what my job was when I went in the bank, and that was just
So we did practice runs on
fast food places.
fast food restaurants.
Like
So I hit 3 fast food restaurants within an hour.
What, like a Bojangles or something with you?
Taco Bell, Kentucky Fried
KFC,
Chicken,
and I'm basically showing how
in
easy
an
it is.
hour.
Now,
Now I was at home. Now when him and the other guy named was Larry, when they came home and they started telling me about that, I was like, well, goddamn. All right.
yeah, we pouring out the money. You know, I'm like, I'm telling him, like, man, see how easy this shit is, man. You know, blase, man, this shit easy. I told him, you know what I'm saying?
So I'm like, well, fuck it. I want in too. Yeah.
So I just want to get your mindset real quick. You need some paper. You're like, oh, I'm trying to do something tonight.
Mhm.
You just go rob.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I remember a concert in Houston when R. Kelly was coming to Houston, and I was like, "Oh shit, I'm finna go to the Versace boutique in the Galleria, pay by $5, you know, for me to Versace. You know, then I'm gonna get the limo. You know, I got some of the strippers that I knew. Like, hey man, look, this how we flexing. So now I done went through a whole bunch of money because I'm getting them money. You know, I'm behind the bar. I'm up in Atlanta, Magic City. I'm hanging with I ain't gonna say their names, but it was during the time of the Atlanta Falcons. Right. So when I got this money, look, when I got this money, right, I'm able to go to the bar and buy the bar. So anywhere you at and you got the money to buy the bar, these celebrities, they gravitate to you.
Are you a good looking, strapping young man back then? Like, man, I'm already looking fly as fuck.
Yeah, most definitely.
The ladies, did they follow?
Yeah, most definitely. Then
You buy the bar, my nigga. It's like
you buy the bar. You buy the bar. So now you got NFL players in Atlanta. They peep it because the DJ saying, man, somebody just bought the bar. I'm standing at the bar, you know, like, hey man, give it. You know what I'm saying? So they coming over to me like, man, what's up, man? Where you from? You know. So now you meeting people.
What do you tell people you do?
I never had to tell nobody what I did.
I want to ask.
No, they didn't ask.
They smart. It's too much money. Whatever.
Yeah, they would say, man, follow us, man. They would say, follow us. I might be in Houston, and like I said, they're gonna watch this, so I ain't gonna say their names, but they might watch this. But I'm in Houston, and I'm at Jamaica back in the day when they had Jamaica. And they be like, man, follow us. I said, what a party at? And I end up going out to a mansion, and it's a big old party.
Does your mom know what you do?
Not at this time, she didn't.
But you was just taking care of everything.
Yeah, she
didn't ask no questions or nothing.
Yeah, well, she didn't really know what was going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She knew I was popping up with new cars and stuff like that. I think she probably thought I sold drugs or something like that. You know.
What's the craziest car you had? That many, huh?
I had a. Do you remember when I had a '68 Newport? As the car that Malcolm X had doing the movie, I had that. I had a white one. Remember that?
Was it pristine? Was it pristine? Was it like?
It was tight.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was tight.
Ooh. So let me ask. All right, so you're doing this by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Why
He knew Larry.
Why not keep doing it? Why involve anyone in this?
Because now, see, to do a takeover to get in the vote, at that point, that's in the beginning stages of my development in robbing banks. So I need some help. Now, mind you, all my homies that was banging, they already told me, they laughed at me and told me that, nigga, is you crazy?
But you're telling them though what you do though.
Yeah, I'm telling them, I'm not telling them that I'm robbed. Yeah, yeah.
Like rat or something.
Yeah, so but they was like, man, them white folks gonna put you up on the jail. Now they back to the conversation, hey man, we're gonna knock on the door when his girl come, you just grab a girl, you hold up with the gun up, he gonna open the safe up. I'm like, dog, why y'all doing all that, man? We just go to the bank, they ain't even got no security guard. Why y'all finna do that? You know what I'm saying? And they just always thought I was crazy. Like,
why do you think back then black men would rob from their own versus go get it from?
We program. It's all about being programmed. We are still programmed to this day. We're programmed to do certain things. We're programmed to
destroy ourselves though, like to destroy each other.
You ever heard of the Willie Lynch?
Why about to say the Willie Lynch?
It's in effect today. I heard Charles White talking about it. He was on point.
Yeah.
He's always on point, but he was on point.
So you're trying to recruit people, and they're just not with it.
They ain't with it. So they thorough. They were thoroughbreds, but they just programmed to lead on white folks shit alone. That's just the way it is, bro. It's just it is all over. This is all over. It's all over.
When he brought it to Larry was thirsty. He was greedy, so that's why Larry took to it.
Because he's gonna see this story, but he come from a greedy family. You know, they were shoplifters.
Now he was fine. I'm sorry. If I don't know if y'all can see this, but hold on. He was fine 13 years ago, honey. I was like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? 13 years ago, I was like, oh, he could have got it. Hey, he probably, you know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, you know what I'm saying? He was cute. I'm sorry. Come on now. I just want to show y'all that. So this is what he looked like back then when he's telling this story. All right. So I know y'all seeing a whole other person. He's like 50 years old now, but this is how he looked back then when he was doing all this. He was fine. He still is fine, but you know what I'm saying? He was fine. You know what I'm saying? So all right, let's get back. Let's get back into it. I'm toxic. I'm so toxic. Am I toxic, y'all? I'm toxic. All right, let me be quiet with my toxic behind. All right, liking the bank robbing dude, liking the bank robbing guy. I think the bank robbing guy is fine. Okay.
Mama was a shoplifter.
Kleptomaniac type.
Yeah. So it was easy to sell to him. But the smart thing about him was he stayed a driver. See,
Did he want to stay a driver? Or you made him stay a driver.
No, he chose to be the driver, and he said, "I got somebody else." I said, "Man, you know that." And I seen him. I was like, "Man, he was in the military. He went to Grambling.
I go to
He didn't go
school.
to college." And I'm like, then I thought about it. I was like, "Well, you know what?
I went from the streets either.
You can kind of control them a little bit. I'm thinking you can kind of control them a little bit.
Imagine, did you feel like you needed a driver?
Yeah, because mind you, I'm trying to hit the vote. I'm trying to get in the vote. Yeah. So I need it's gonna be 2 people gonna go in. I need you to be able to watch everybody while I'll be able to hit the desks and go in the back. And then when we get out, we have a driver. Now, to answer your question, we really didn't need a driver. However, I went to the other guy, so he already part of the lick, but he's scary, and he got his minion. Yeah. He got him to be able. So I got a man for you. I'm gonna do the driving. But all the while,
you gotta split it though. Like
we weren't tripping on greedy.
Let me ask
we
you,
weren't tripping on. We was never tripping on spending money, right?
Okay, all right. So you were moving off of greed.
Yeah, we wasn't. But then we used to do dumb shit like bets. You remember those bets? We had like a.
Oh, y'all bought the paper up and throw the trash for
Listen, one time we made a bet. Do you remember who could piss the furthest?
Yeah.
We made who could piss the furthest? Yeah,
who could drink the fastest?
Yeah, we might have.
Y'all know money.
10,000. Who win a domino game? Just shoot dice.
So y'all playing with the bank money? Like this, look, it's crazy because drug money, and I'm not saying it's easier to get, but when you got bank, I'm thinking like we watch movies. You rob a bank, dude, you can't spend this money for 6 months.
Nah,
y'all, you got to act regular.
We left Dallas. We left Dallas. We left Dallas. Went to the mall.
You go shopping. You don't go put it in the bank.
No, we didn't put it in the bank.
Wait. Everything with it.
Yeah.
We just had we just had a Freeway Rick Ross up here 2 days ago.
I know Rick.
And Rick Ross said he chose to stay low key getting that much money.
Mm-hmm.
But as bank robbers, y'all like, let's go with cash on you, let's go spend it. Get rid of it.
And the reason you're in the hood, you buying liquor, you buying weed, you buying clothes.
He still you down. He's still R. concept.
But once we robbed the bank, he went his way, we went our way.
Because they was a different, they were school boys. I'm already on some different. And they was.
We might have hung out here and there, but
like you buying bars, living lavish. Isn't that a red flag to like the laws may look my way?
Nah, because I'm in a spot where I'm in a spot where Deion Sanders at. I'm in a spot where Andre Rison and Left Eye. You know what I'm saying?
Where the money is.
Yeah, I'm right there in Atlanta. I'm in Atlanta back in the day. Freak Meek, Jack the Rapper. The Jack the Rapper
I like
convention.
how you said Left Eye and Andre Rison. So you was around when the house got.
Yeah. I moved from. We hit a lick. we hit a lick here in Dallas, and we was on 20, and I was in the back seat, and I had the big old bag. You remember that? We was in the Acura. We was in the Acura Legend, and I had a trash bag just full of money. It was about this big.
Ooh.
And
150. No, it was 84,000.
Yeah,
84,000.
So
that's what they counted. The Fed said it was.
Yeah. What denomination of bills are y'all?
20s, 50s,
Okay.
ones. Because we getting the vote. I'm playing them out. I'm
Man, the bank got more than 84,000 in there.
no on this particular bank.
That was 84.
Oh, that's all.
Yeah, this was a bank.
I mean, I've hit one for about 34,000, but it was a small credit union.
Oh, it's like for the money. Yeah, I'm have to get money. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
This is a lot of
money with that.
But that's why we keep on doing it though.
Yeah.
Think about it. Think about it. This is why we keep on.
At 20 years old, I wasn't thinking about no house. I wasn't thinking about
But we leave in Dallas, and I'm in the back seat, and I'm saying, man, I'm telling them, stay with the speed limit, bro. You're driving. Stay with the speed limit. Don't swerve, bro. We got to make it all the way back to Shreveport. But I'm praying too. I'm praying like, God, if you let us get back to Shreveport, I ain't doing it no more.
You found religion right then.
Remember, every bank is your last bank, right? But by the time we go and we got the money spread it out, you know what I'm saying? We done went through the money, make sure there was no die or no monitors, because we're gonna throw them out. You know what I'm saying? And so what I did was I moved to Atlanta because I wanted a new start. You know, and then
fresh start.
Yeah, but then when I get there, you know, I go out there with 40 grand. I leave them.
Right.
I left them, but they
tell them what you're doing. Like, hey,
no. I went on my way. Didn't even tell them I was going.
we had some other shit going on.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
At this point, between the third and the fourth robbery, greed started to take a hold of.
We had other people watching. They had people watching them.
Yeah,
that was thugging, and they like, man, hold on, where are these with all this money?
Yeah, we had other shit going on.
Yeah. Why they coming up? How they coming up with this money?
You felt that? You saw that with what's going on there? So you chose to like, let me lead this.
Yeah, well, the other people saw influence.
Some of it was directed towards him.
Yeah, they want to try to rob. The other dude want to try to rob me through the driver.
To us.
You see what I'm saying? Like, man, that nigga they ain't gonna rob them. They gonna rob me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I say, you know what, man, I'm finna go to the A, man. I'd already said I wasn't gonna rob a bank no more, so I moved to the A. You know what I'm saying? And once I got to the A, it was a whole different ball game from being in Shreveport. You know what I'm saying? For his clubs, for his my dress attire, my attire changed from, you know, rugby polo or, you know, some heel finger. It changed into linen. You know what I'm saying? It changed the open-toe Morris sandals. It changed the Versace. When you go in the boutique, you go in a Versace boutique in any galleria, you know, you paying $5,000 for a shirt. You know what I'm saying? So, you know.
Child, just wasting money. Just wasting money. I wish I was there to point him in the right direction and say, go buy some houses. Go get some real estate. Go invest. Wow.
You in with 40 grand?
I'm going in. Yeah, I'm flexing. So now I spent. I went out there, got a crib, and then I'm watching them how they move, and I'm like, oh man, I can move like that. I can move like that. Hold on, let me go hit a lick. Come back the next weekend. Shit, I'm moving like that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You going to Nicky's. Back then they had Nicky's, Magic City, a couple other little spots. But you know, once you're known for coming up in there with you know, you got the money, you kind of like a celebrity.
What's the most you bless someone with? Either a stripper or a homeless person?
Well, I used to do stuff like, my ex-wife gonna see this. I used to do stuff like buy food. We go and spend like $500, $1,000 on Popeyes, and we fill the truck up, and then we just go down to Ralph Abernacle. That's where all the homeless people in Atlanta, and you know, just like y'all have different little places where they at, and we go feed them. You know, I used to like to see.
You never blessed one single person? Like
I used to like to see. I told him on the way here. I used to like to, you know, how the man had the board saying, you know, we'll work for food or
the man on the corner.
You know, I like to see they face when I give them $500. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I always did that, man, because I believed in karma. I believed in God and I believed in karma, but I wanted to soften, you know, my situation.
Yeah, you weight the weight of it.
Mind you, I was being blessed. I hate to say this, and it's gonna sound crazy. You know what I'm saying? I was being blessed.
Yeah.
To be able to get away with this.
No, you listen.
You understand what I'm saying?
There's a story of Robin Hood. Rob from the rich, you give to the poor.
Yeah. So because I knew, you know, I was doing something wrong, but I'm like, man, I'm being blessed. I gotta, you know, and I go to the strip club, and I wasn't going to the strip club, you know, tricking. I didn't look at it as tricking.
Blessing, yeah.
I would say, they say, man, you need some girls. I was like, nah. How much you gonna make today? They were like, probably $2,500. I was like, I'm gonna give you $2,500. Let's sit down and talk to me.
Boom. Man, a blessing.
You ain't got to dance. I don't want, you know, I got Versace pants on. They silk or satin. I don't want you to mess my pants
Don't even
up.
sit on me. Oh.
You know, but I mean, but like I say, I'm crying inside though, because I'm not happy.
Search.
Now, I want to ask you because I heard you say that earlier. Like you have all this money, but you're not happy. Is it because of the type of money you have? Because
No, it's just that it was like this, bro. I didn't have any. I had no real friends.
Right.
Nobody to trust. I had left them, so I'm solo dolo. You know, and everybody that I met, they dealt with me because I had money. It's evident, you know, because if you're an NFL player, you only dealing with me because I just bought the ball. You telling me about the next party, we're going to your house, you know, I'm going to swinger parties, I'm doing all this, but I'm only invited because I got money. So nobody that you meet is gonna be genuine. You see what I'm saying? Now the only person gonna be genuine is the bartender that you just gave $2,500 because you're like, man, I don't want you working, just talk to me. Let's just talk. I ain't tricking. I ain't no, you know, I ain't perverted out the game. You know what I'm saying? Now, because I gave her $2,500, she want to be friends. Yeah. Where you going? Wait, what hotel you in? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, then she put me up on other things, and my lick is I'm dealing with. So now I'm dealing with scamming. I'm dealing with, you know, I'm meeting Africans. I'm meeting.
Oh,
there's a whole.
Nah, for real. Now keep going.
You see what I'm saying? Because you know, when you got money, you gonna meet other people that make money. It's all about being in the right place with money. You see what I'm saying? So now she's telling me about some licks, and I'm like, man, I'm with that. I'm with that too. Because I'm, you know, hey, look, I would like to watch my money too. So can I do that? Can you do that?
So I just wanted to ask, having a lot of money, you wasn't feeling well. So what's the inverse of that? Not having all that paper to play with.
Well, because that's gonna speed me on up to the present. Okay.
So let me ask you this for you too, Ronan.
Okay.
For the licks that y'all hit for banks, what is an amount of money? Because I know every time it's like, oh, I'm gonna get to the. Every time it's gonna be like, I'm gonna get to the next bank, but technically everyone is the last one, at least as you stated.
Mm-hmm.
For you, Baba, and for you, Vernon, what is an amount of money that you were hoping to hopefully walk away with that would have retired you? That you know, knowing what you know now.
$1 million.
$1 million?
$1 million.
Vernon.
You ain't gonna believe this, but I didn't do it for the money.
What? All right, we're gonna get to.
You got to hear Vernon's story, man. It's so messed up and so sad that he was doing all this stuff. He wasn't even wanting no money out of it. He just wanted to do something. I don't even know exactly. I don't really understand. He just wanted to be a part of a crew. And I feel like Shaka probably did kind of prey on him a little bit. And maybe this is his redemption from the whole thing. But man, when you hear this whole story, if you go on Real Lyfe Street Stars, Vernon tells his story, I think tomorrow. Shaka's telling his story right now, but I think Vernon's story is about to like come out tomorrow. But you have to watch the story. So I want you guys to like see, man, this is a compelling story, you guys.
Yeah, he.
Wait a minute, is the thrill of the chase? Wait a minute. All right. So,
you know what, man? I'm glad you asked that question because I used to always say to myself, man, I'm not gonna stop. I was chasing a meal ticket. I said, I'm either gonna die, or I'm gonna go to jail. That's the only thing gonna stop me. I didn't give myself a way out. I spoke it into existence. I manifest as basically going to prison. I'm kind of glad I went to prison because I changed. I changed my life.
Outlaw.
But for the most part, what was I saying?
No, you're saying you're either gonna die or go to prison.
Yeah. So
there was no.
So you basically don't live. I wasn't giving myself a way out.
Yeah.
I'm saying if I want a million, I want a meal ticket.
So you ain't thought about like, let me leave. I'm gonna leave the country one day, go live in Mexico, buy a hut.
Didn't start doing that till recently. Just came back from Africa, Cape Town.
Damn. Can you tell me about shout out going to Africa for that. Y'all both mentioned the story of where the money was laced with the color dye.
Mm-hmm.
Can y'all explain that story? Like, did y'all know about that beforehand, like about dyes? But y'all learned on the job.
Mm-hmm. We learned on the job training.
Yeah, take us through that because it's like you see movies and oh shit.
You want to tell the story? Go ahead.
When we went in the first bank and I jumped over the counter. I had the bag to put he did all the talking. I'm just collecting the money.
So I like I said, if I'm in the room, I got the Mossberg pump.
Mossberg is the one.
I got the Mossberg. You get surgical with that thing.
With that thing, Jay?
So I'm standing in the middle and I'm watching everything. I'm telling him, go, and he boom, 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 boom. Let's go.
By the way, guys, they did a lot of these robberies without a real pistol. Like it was like fake guns. I'm not sure, or maybe it didn't even have any bullets in it. So they did all this stuff with like just props. That's the crazy part, is that he might have had a Mossberg pump, but there was no bullets in it. That's what's even crazier about this.
And because he got the same bag, he didn't mess around and got a wad that had the red dye. Once the red dye busted the bag,
once it hit outside, that temperature changes that chemical thing in it. That's what makes it pop.
Temperature change.
Yeah.
Let me ask you real quick. I don't want to shout out the name of the company, but what y'all use, like Hefty? As far as bags, like I'm just curious. Like,
I don't know. You probably got heavy duty. Because you got to go in. When you go in, you got to have something folded. You can't be seen walking with a bag. So
okay,
now just to kind of clarify what he was saying about what he wore in that first robbery that I was with, we had on stocking masks.
Yeah, we had
like just regular pantyhose.
But somebody he knew recognized him. That's why we stopped using stocking masks.
Yeah, you got a recognizable face.
No, it was a girl that I was dating at the time.
Yeah, she knew that show on news.
She knew it was on the 5 o'clock news.
Yeah.
And so because she knew what I was involved in, and she saw it on the news, she paged me because we had pages then.
Mm-hmm.
And so then when I called her, she said, "What did you do today?" And I was like, nothing. She said, "Because me and my brother," she said his name. She said, "Me and my brother, we was sitting watching the 5 o'clock news, and we saw you jumping over the counter." Hold that thought. Let me call you back. Hey, look, y'all, we ain't doing this in Shreveport.
Yeah.
No more. Yeah.
No, man.
She looked out for you though. She looked out for you. She didn't.
Now I want to say something right quick. I just thought about something. We laughing about this now because we done changed our life. We in Texas, and the DA and the special agents, the FBI agents, they still here in the city. They gonna see this. We just basically just reminiscing.
Oh yeah, this is not to make it sound like
we definitely don't. I'm not glorifying it because it's irrational thinking to do some shit like that.
And you have to learn from mistakes you made to move forward in life. And I'm glad. And mind you, even as we're having this conversation, this is not to encourage other people.
No, definitely not.
We basically trying to sell our story. We trying to sell our story.
So that's his disclaimer. This is not like that he's really still doing this now, but it was what they did back then when they were young and crazy. And it sounds like there was no logic or nothing with this whole situation. So let's continue.
So, but I just had to say that because we are in, and they will get this. They will get this and be like, this nigga got a Range Rover. Them niggas back together.
They
you see what I'm saying? We smiling, and they don't like that. But it's like, man, the man did 25 years. I did, decks of time, bro.
But hold on. He'll be honest with you. Behind these smiles, that is still a small fear factor because we talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
Because of things that I was associated with my other friend, my other guy, that I feel like he would associate me with that. I still have a fear that because I knew that he had killed his friend, that I still have that fear like, oh my God, he's still gonna do something to me.
Yeah. So it was hard for us to get here, right? Remember, you've been trying to get me for about almost a year. So, but when we linked up, he was like, "Man, you ain't gonna take me to Texas and kill me, are you?" I'm like, "Come on, man." Nah, man. I said, "Bro, nah." But I'm basically telling him, like, "Man,
I share my location with 2-3 people, man. Make sure they know. Hey, I'm going to Dallas. Y'all make sure y'all keep track of me. Just in case Aaron decides to do
but I feel like I told him I feel like I owe him with his testimony. I feel I owe you, bro, and I'm gonna get our story told. You see what I'm saying?
Was Dallas one of y'all's spots that y'all hit?
Yeah, it was big.
Actually the credit union that I robbed was in Mesquite twice. It was the same credit union.
Yeah, it was in Mesquite.
You brought the same one to me.
Yeah, I'm so did.
We had,
so you're not supposed to go back to the scene of the crime.
Mesquite, bro. Right up the street from where I live at, bro. Oh my God. I'm like, what? When I heard this, I said, oh my God.
Hey,
it was that easy?
It's a story.
Okay, but we'll get it.
It's a story. Remember, all this was encompassed in like a 9-month span.
Okay,
so
before,
now, my involvement, I don't know about his before, after me, but mine, once he came in, or a little bit before him and a little bit after him, was all a 9-month span from
Vernon, in that 9-month span of a year, how much money did you see? Just real quick.
Between the banks and the fast food places?
About 200,000.
Yeah, about that.
About how much?
200,000.
200. Because in the banks alone, the feds calculated 154,000.
Yeah, that's not enough. That's not enough.
Nah.
But remember, 94. And that's
That's
hold on.
Nah. Even doctors got paid that back then.
Hold on,
That's not enough.
in 94, at 20 years old,
At 20, yes, but doctors got paid that.
at 20 years old, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
You got mind.
Arnold Schwarzenegger got paid more.
At 20, where you worked at?
I was working at like a Mexican restaurant. I working at a Mexican restaurant. I actually worked two Mexicans. I worked at Taco Bell and in another Mexican restaurant.
So now you got dudes selling drugs. They selling drugs to
Taco Bell,
get
a
an apple
Mexican
get
restaurant,
it painted, get the wet paint on it, and get some Dayton's, because back then we rode Dayton's and Shreveport. We used to ride Dayton's. So he looking at minimum wage to
Rex.
we split it up. He got 40, I got 40, and the driver got 40.
Okay, if I had a 200K in the bag right now, you say what we need to do to get that bag.
That's why I say it, because I just seen a documentary, right? I'm watching like Vince McMahon, WWE, and they're talking about like the Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan, their contracts.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like 80,000 for a year. This is back in the same time, 90,000 per year. So I'm like, it's a lot of money for a Taco Bell worker, but it's still not enough.
You mean like
to risk my life? And you're right. You're exactly right. To risk my life, it really wasn't.
Yeah.
How much money do you need to risk your life?
When I went
It's nothing.
when I went to prison, my mom used to come visit me, and she say, "It was worth it." The first 5 years, I was like, "Hell yeah," because I was able to
I was the opposite. I was like, hell no.
Yeah, I was like, because I'm moving with celebrities, I'm moving, doing my thing, but then after 10 years being in the maximum security with the misery and the bloody Beaumont and the deaths, I was like, man, no, it was not worth it at all, bro.
You think that you could still get away with robbing a bank to this day?
No.
It's not even. The technology is not.
You could, but if I tell you, then I'll be glorifying. Somebody will see it. Like you can do it. It's just like I wouldn't do it.
Right.
Wait. Do you feel like, and I'm not trying to glorify, do you feel like the amount of time has either shortened or heightened with the 2 to 3 minutes that you gave yourself?
What you mean?
Like, do you feel like if you went into a physical bank
To rob it.
it needs to get down to 1 minute? Or do you feel like maybe right now, like really 5 minutes?
It's 2-3 minutes. But the thing about bank robbery is the getaway.
That's
the key thing.
Reservoir Dogs, once again.
So now you look at the way technology is. Everybody got cameras on the outside of a business. So and then they're able to, the technology, what they do is they run these cameras back like a movie. You remember the movie Ricochet?
Oh yeah.
They can run these cameras back to you right here at this light. You hit the toll. You hit the Dallas toll. You got off on Frankfurt. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and they can follow you.
License plate now. Like, if you have a license plate, yeah.
They can follow you all the way home because they run it. Okay, he got on the Dallas toll. Okay, hit the other one. It's gonna show where you exit at.
Right.
It's. But now if you're on a motorcycle in a helmet, you can make it happen.
Yeah. Grab that jetpack and
you can make
disclaimer for this.
Yeah, right. Again, we do not glorify.
We definitely not glorify.
My thoughts and opinions is totally different from his thoughts and opinions. Please let that be known.
See, because let me tell you something about him, right? He said this on the way here. He said, man, that shit used to get a thrill out of that shit. And I was like, yeah. He didn't get a thrill out of it because he didn't do.
Because again, my story and why I did what I did was way different than his reasons why he did what he did.
We'll get to that. But yeah. With that being said, Vernon, what was your weapon of choice if you had a weapon by chance?
It was a gun.
22, 45, Colt revolver.
In the first one, I didn't care because he had the gun. In the first one, I didn't care because he had it. And the second,
I just needed him to move. I'm gonna control the crowd. That's my job.
He hopping over the.
Now in the first one I did by myself, which was technically the second bank, I used a Ruger.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 89. I think it was.
Okay, that's business.
And then in the third one, which was the second one with him, we used that was the Take 9.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the fourth one, which was the second one by myself, I used a Taurus 380.
Oh man, okay. I don't know what the hell that is, but I'm sorry, I'm not a gun enthusiast. I'm sorry.
Again, I'm not either. I didn't grow up in the streets. I don't know jack about guns. I just remember because I remember it.
So where you getting your guns from? Because
they would go to the store and buy them.
Okay, whatever the hell's on sale.
They would go to the store. They were so green.
He was 21.
Yeah,
so he could legally do it.
Yeah, they go to an academy.
Yeah, sport. Yeah.
It's a lot of.
So a lot of sponsors. A lot of sponsors. So can I ask y'all both, as y'all both are sitting here, in the height of this, because you said you did 4, and of course you already, what for the adrenaline rush of it? Was it before you walked in, or after you walked out, or as you got away, like a week later, like we got away with another one? Where did it?
Getting ready to go in. I used to listen to Against All Odds pop. See, that's a whole nother level. There's a whole nother level of frequencies, right?
Yeah.
This dealing with that'd be a whole nother, that'd be something else we talk about. But frequencies and on how music, the frequency of music can control you and how it controls us to this day.
Speaking on something, yeah, you speaking on
So I used to put that against our odds, man. And I'd be like, yeah, you got to take a deep breath and because
yeah.
going in, because it's just like that.
So you got a CD? You got a CD that?
Take the set. CD, I had a CD in my
Right, so you play it and be like, boom, this is your.
That's my theme music.
Right,
that was it.
Vernon, for you yourself, where was that adrenaline rush? Where did it come in at? During the act, before, after? Did you have any feelings at all? Like, did you just fuck it?
I was basically like it was a peer pressure thing.
Yeah, he was
when I went in, like I said, the twos with him, I was just quiet and let him and Larry do all the talking. I just followed right along. The two I did by myself, it was because of where the credit union was. It was the 5-minute oil change place next to it. So I stopped in there both times. I went in the bathroom, looked in the mirror, and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck?"
Wow.
Like, fuck,
he was easy influence, man. Yeah. Like he was a good kid, but he was one of them type of people where,
Yeah, they peer pressure me to it.
Yeah.
You naive, you green, you a nerd, you don't know about the street life. And I'm like, well, fuck it.
I picked on him a little bit for being green.
Was it like you in your first one? You saw yourself and him?
There was a time when he actually fought Vern and beat him up. That's the part that's even crazier. It's like, bro. So this guy had beat him up at one point. Man, this is the most craziest story. I want you guys, when you're done watching this, please go over to Real Lyfe Street Stars and watch the rest of this video because it's crazy. Watch Vern's story. Watch.
For your first one that you were like,
nah, he was. Hey, bro, he was square. He was goofball, bro. He just wasn't thinking. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But
that money. But you're breaking it down with him though.
But I was with the crowd, so I was like, I was a rider. I'm loyal.
Yeah.
Right.
And if I'm with you, I'm with you. So I was like, well, fuck it, we're gonna do it. Let's do it. Let's go.
Y'all split 3 ways, or is it a different?
Yeah, 3.
We split
all right, so evenly 3 ways.
Mm-hmm.
Vernon, what you doing with your money?
What then?
Yeah, back then.
He was so goofy. If you don't mind me saying it, he was so goofy about his money because he kept on making crazy bets. By the time we do a lick, he already owed me like $40,000.
You're laughing, but that's what really happened.
You in the red going to
the red. He was in the red. He was in the red.
So you owe that bank robber.
We shoot
dice. He didn't break my damn car.
So you're making wild bets.
Yeah.
That you don't have the money for yet.
We already know going until they hit the lick.
Why don't you go to Vegas?
It's funny though.
You making wild bets? Go play some.
Yeah, he wasn't thinking. And each bet, it was like a for sure lick.
So you knew you was getting him on the bets.
Another guy too.
He got. Now that I think about it, man, he got the rough end of the stick to the whole situation, bro.
So right when y'all break it up, y'all all right. So this mine, you pull yours back about
when we count it. We count it all up. I'm like, now you owe me $20,000. Let me get that.
Another guy, I owe him. So
you wrecked my car. Remember you wrecked my Spitfire convertible. He didn't wrecked it, and I said, when next lick you gonna pay me on my car. You know what I'm saying? It just was crazy. So we young dog. I try. We young kids, man.
Vernon, with any profit, what did you spend your money on? If any profit,
I still bought like some clothes and
some polos.
Polos.
Yeah, car full of He
drinking.
They different.
Girls.
Yeah, but say, what were your vices?
Girls.
Okay.
Girls.
Yeah.
Girls. I give a girl $100 just to come spend the night with me. Just
see, you're talking when you say that in 2024. It sounds different. But back then, I feel you.
Yeah, remember I had a pay. I didn't know what a cell phone was in '94.
Were you staying by yourself? Were you living?
I live with my co-friend.
Okay, all right. So y'all roommate. Okay, man. Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, we're gonna go into the second part because you actually get busted. Vernon, real quick before we have you, while y'all are here, because I want y'all to speak on this. What do you feel like he was doing wrong in these bank robberies, if anything? About
what do you mean doing wrong?
Doing wrong. If you could grade him on his skills of,
I wasn't good enough in that. Yeah, I wasn't good enough to. Oh yeah, you did this wrong. I was the one being told, hey, do this, do that, and I was like, all right, let's.
So all right, so Baba, Vernon, what if you could go back and coach him again? We're not condoning, but if you go back and coach him. What was he possibly doing wrong? What could he have did better?
He wasn't a thinker. Noble Drew Ali said, if I get my people to think, they can free themselves. He just wasn't a thinker. And one of the banks, he jumped over the counter,
Don't say sprained his ankle. Or something.
No, he jumped over the counter and his whole hand was fingerprint. He was manipulated. He was manipulated, bro. He wasn't really an active. He was an active participant, but he was manipulated. It's hard for me to explain it. What was that?
I didn't grow up until I went to prison.
Yeah, what was that?
I didn't.
So you just having? Were you having fun, or were you just like
just
day to day?
Day to day.
Yeah, we would go like
once I found out about what he did, I became very nervous. So I was at that point just because I knew.
Was it an intimidation level as far as him speaking to you, like, "Hey, we're gonna go do this," or else?
That intimidation. Because I had him, I had the other guy, I had the other guy's uncles and best friends. I was like the only one in that circle that didn't know anything about streets, gangs, drugs, none of that. So I didn't know who to talk to or how to get advice. Whatever they said, it just went.
Where you from, Vernon?
Freeport.
All right, so everybody's from Freeport. Suburban? Oh, we're gonna get to your story. We're gonna get into your story because your story itself is, again, y'all met at this time, and then did y'all left each other? Or did
I moved to Atlanta, they kept robbing.
Okay.
Until they got caught. When they got caught, they debriefed. ATF come kick my door in up in Atlanta and extradite me back down here to go to trial for all the banks, all the they did. They was gonna put me in their conspiracy.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so all the stuff.
When me and the other guy got arrested, originally it was just me and him, one bank, one gun, conspiracy, and transportation interstate commerce, which is taking stolen things across state lines. But when he finished telling, they added him, 2 more banks, and 2 more guns. So it went from me and him indictment with 4 counts to 3 people on the indictment with 8 counts.
Then we ended up with 19 counts of conspiracy, aiding in the bed, guns. We had enough counts to give us 100 years individual. I mean, each.
So that's why you want to let everybody know where you was, because how did your name even come up? You done moved away.
I done moved. I done left. I moved to change my life. I wouldn't at this point, but they extradited me, came back down here. I'm like, I'm charged with banks that I didn't even do. Like, because it was they was doing licks that I wasn't with them. You understand what I'm saying? So, we end up having a huge trial here in Dallas. And
just to give you a time frame, my trial was going on. Actually, the jury got the instructions to deliberate the same day that the Oklahoma bombing was blew up. When Timothy McVeigh did their thing in Oklahoma, that's when I was at trial. The jury was going out to deliberate that day. But that gives you some time frame as to when all this was going on.
And let me ask you, you kept it solid. You did not have a plan to tell on Baba at all.
I wouldn't even my originally when everything first started taking place, the prosecutor wanted to talk to him. He talked to my mom. My mom talked to me, baby. They gonna work a deal with you. All you gotta do is tell them what they want to know. Me being the loyal person I am, and no, I can't do that. So they went to the other guy. He told, and then there you go.
They arrested me. So by the time they arrested me, I gotta go to trial because they trying to give me 100 years.
Oh yeah. So during trial, I wasn't gonna testify. Period. He in the cell with me in the holding cell. He's like, hey, look, dude, check this out. I need you to do this. I'll look out for you. Blame it on these 2 people. They dead. They in the ground 6 feet deep. They got killed in the drive-by. Cool. Hey, look. Because now when at trial, the prosecutor was like, now, Mr. Miller, was Eric Rutherford involved in this? No, sir, he was not. Well, who was there? Tyrone and Johnny or whatever. I can't remember their names now, but whoever they was. So he was like, wait, what? But Larry said, and he was like, no, Eric had nothing to do with this. He
actually freed me. As nerdy as he was, as much as we picked on him, he was stand-up dude, bro.
So wait, he kept it solid.
So the story is that he kept it solid, but then he ended up getting raped in prison the moment he stepped foot in that bitch. That's the sad part. And I did put the link to the interview with Vern in there. I'm not sure if they're ever going to release it on their main channel, but he talks about getting raped in prison. It's a very sad. When you look at him, it's like, man, yeah.
Oh, Larry said, and you beat him out of all that money.
Yeah, like I said, I'm a lawyer dude.
He said,
and some of it was really some of it was fear too. Because I remember I just told you I was still scared of the dude. Yeah, I was still scared of the dude.
Well, they put him in the tank with me. We both had our suits. I had my suit on.
They both had
We going to
suits.
trial, and I'm like, bro, you motherfuckers kept fucking robbing banks, bro. I'm in Atlanta. You asked me about a damn Lexus. Man, I heard you got a new Lexus, man. A damn Lexus. You feel me? That's how I was. I'm like, I'm not supposed to be here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And the thing.
Basically, that's what he said. Basically, that's what he said.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't gonna put my hands on him because I'm going to trial. That's gonna be guilty. Like you whip the witness. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, dude, come on, bro. You know, let me make it.
I was like, all right,
And he switched the script. Man, I'm watching the stuff with Young Thug, and he did just like Woody to do what he doing right now. He switched it up.
Yeah, YSL Woody. Yeah.
You know, he's
how you supposed to do?
Yeah. He switched it up.
I can't comprehend. I can't read.
Yeah.
I can't relate. So, all right, real quick. And Berta, as I'm gonna have you come out, but before I have you come out, when it comes to the 9 months that were y'all in cahoots for 9 months? You said
no, really. All in all, with him, it was maybe 4 months.
Okay. For what you did learn, as far as even outside of what happened, do you regret yourself as far as ever meeting this man right here?
I would say yeah.
Well, that's a twofold question,
Yeah.
and I say that because my answer is I don't think that all of that was by happenstance. Because I think however all that played out, I went to prison. I don't think that I would be the man I am today without all of that experience.
Going through what he went through.
As rough as it was, or as terrible as it was, or as up and down as it was, I don't think that I would be the mature man I am today had I not went through any of that.
That's some real shit.
So I don't glorify it, but I also don't run from it because that was my past. I did that.
Definitely.
You know, I can't say I actually, it was a mistake that I went and robbed a bank. No, I did that because a mistake would mean the gun accidentally got in my hand. I went in, I
made a choice.
Yeah, I consciously went and did that. The mistake was trusting the people that I did at that particular time.
Well, with that being said, the fact that you said you weren't in it for money, I can't wait to get your story. We're gonna get it,
Okay.
but have you hop on out.
All right.
Have you hop on out. And with that being said, Bob, let me ask you. You got to Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't continue. Did you continue robbing banks in Atlanta?
When I beat the case, when he freed me,
Yeah.
I got my freedom back, and I started back robbing banks.
So you beat the case. You beat the feds.
Beat the feds.
People don't beat the feds
Beat the feds.
because they got a 90.
98 conviction rate. Mm-hmm. But I didn't understand that. I did not know the difference between Fed and any other case. I didn't really get that until, after eventually getting caught and learning, people don't beat Fed cases. They don't beat Fed cases. Not like talking about it. I know a few people in Shreveport that beat the Feds. I probably know two crews. One crew might have beat the Feds by technicality. But so I'm out in Atlanta. Man. I just Million Man March. I was getting ready to go to Million Man March, hit a bank.
Oh God damn!
So wait, did you have to rob banks?
No, not at all. That's the craziest thing. That's another part. I told you I come from the suburbs. My mom's a nurse. I come from, my people, it was well to do. I mean, I wasn't a dusty to as I needed it. But at the time, once I started robbing it, I got addicted to the lifestyle. Yeah. Once you get addicted to the lifestyle, then, trying and flexing and shining and just, because it was ignorant. It was real ignorant of me.
I was saying that because, once you have a little paper, like you said, you meet people, like there wasn't no other plays you could come up with besides like another way to generate income.
But illegal?
Well, outside of action scams.
Because first of all, when you're dealing with people and you got a little money, I had people coming to me. I was doing a little pimping with the strippers because they looked up to me. I'm giving them money. So they'll be like, man, look, I'll do this. And I'm like, they give me shoes and fees, envelopes of money. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm always in the strip club.
Yes,
and I'm not giving my money. If I'm not like throwing my money, I ain't making it rain. I'm choosing on who I want to, bless. When you ain't got to dance, you ain't got to dance. You know what I'm saying? It was a psychology to it. You know what I'm saying? Because I know if I get it 2,500, I'm gonna have you locked in. You know what I'm saying? But
$2,500 going rate to lock them in mentally.
$2,500, but because you ain't got to strip. You just get it for free.
Change your life.
You see what I'm saying? And you saying it's unlimited amount. You know what I'm saying of money. They don't really understand that I got to go rob a bank. Unlimited.
So, to maintain this lifestyle, that means you're spending at a extraneous rate. So let me ask you, what were you purchasing? What was one of your most extravagant purchases, most expensive purchases back then?
I paid cash for a BMW, convertible BMW. Now, you know what? For clothing wise, the Versace boutique is high as hell in the Galleria. So, if you go into Versace, you see they got comforters in there for $50,000. You know what I'm saying? So, and then I'm looking at like, well, I can afford it. They had me on a list where they'll call me when some new shit come in. Yeah, so they'll call me and then I go in the back and I'm like, hey, we got such and such and such. I'm like, yeah, let me get that. Let me get about 4 of them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and then so when I go out to the club, I got my football, but celebrities, they know what I got on. People from the hood don't know what's going on. And this 94, this is before Pac was wearing Versace. You know what I'm saying? He didn't start wearing Versace till he got with Death Row. So this was before. I watched the Source Award when they had the thing up in New York. I watched it in Atlanta. I watched it on TV. So there wasn't nobody wearing Versace's for us in the rap. You might have had somebody like AZ. AZ was real sharp. AZ was sharp. Nas might have, sometimes you could see it, but for the most part, they was wearing what was that with the Timbs?
Carcanine.
Carcanine. Had the Carcanine boots.
Mm.
They was wearing Carcanine. So that was kind of like some dusty shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was new, but when you put them beside Versace, like what you got on, bro? You know what I'm saying?
You're not for real.
Yeah.
So you wasn't into no jewelry, nothing like that?
Jewelry, I really didn't fuck with a lot of jewelry because I still don't, because it draw the wrong attention. To be robbed. To be robbed.
Yeah.
So that's why I used to get the limos, because when I come in town, the limo driver gonna take you from the W to where you're going. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna get pulled over smoking weed, because if you do get pulled over, you ain't gonna get no charge because
it's a limo.
It's a limo. But your chances of getting robbed is slim to none because you're in the limo. You know what I'm saying?
The limo driver wait for you?
Yeah, they're gonna wait for me.
Wait for you to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, come on.
Yeah.
So let me ask. Let me ask it. In regards to just the heavy spending, you in Atlanta. Did you ever get a chance to party or be around BMF?
Okay, I'm glad you asked that question.
Let's go.
Okay, because guess what? It was before BMF.
Ooh, yeah, okay, yeah. My time frame
it was before BMF. So I was watching it when they was like when they came down for Jack the Rapper.
Yeah,
Jack the Rapper.
Yeah.
So I'm down to doing the Jack the Rapper, but they wasn't. They wasn't heavily organized by then. They just was trying to set up shop in the A.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it was kind of before them. I would be when I was in Atlanta. You would always see Eric Sherman. You see Eric Sherman, Too Short, Dion all the time. Dion was in the clubs. He had the drop top 6'4" with the Days twins. He had the twins, a black one. Then you had Andre Rison. They was flexing.
Oh yeah.
All them different people in the industry. Dallas Austin, the producer. Left Eye was always in the clubs, stuff like that.
For you to not be a celebrity yourself and you're around all these people, did you not ever want to, they were just asking, get into music business, get into something else outside of hitting another?
Man, I'm telling you, listen, it's ignorance, right? Because I remember one time I wanted to open up a club. I had the money, I wanted to open a club. Anyway, I went to some brothers in the Nation of Islam, right? I say, man, I got about $60,000. I want to invest. So talking about, man, I'm going to call up to New York and see if I get some Dooney and Burks. Some Dooney and Burks? Some purses? I guess he was gonna call the garment district to get some motherfucking cheap. And that ain't the real deal. I was like, I'm trying to go to the black man. You know what I'm saying? And so you can help me invest the money. But I was like, you know what? Don't even worry about it, man. You know what I'm saying? I had let me tell you this. While I was in the feds, we ain't got to that. But while I was in the feds, I wouldn't have got busted because they was getting ready to go to Guyana for Savior's Day, and I was like, I had hit a lick. And I'm like, man, this gonna stop me from robbing. I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna stay. You feel me? But I didn't go. I ended up buying a new car. I seen a car up on a ramp. Just materialistic, just messed up in the head, bro. I seen something. I'm like, oh, I want that. We're going to Africa. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to Africa.
You living like an outlaw. You living in the moment. Like,
man, I want that car. Hey, man, You know, it was crazy. And I used to always tell my friends, bro, like, man, I had a chance to go to Africa. If I'd went to Africa, because I had the money. Like, man, you know how much, by me.
Man, this is a story about materialism, like having a bunch of money and it's still going wrong. It's a sad story when you think about it, you know? It's a sad story. You know, how many millions of dollars probably passed through this young man's hand? It's crazy.
Being over in Africa,
You'd have been
bro. The houses, I would have had a mansion with a wall around it for little or nothing.
So
with the money that I had.
Knowing what you know now, what would you have done with it back in '94? What would you have done with
Africa?
Yeah, with Africa.
With Africa.
Okay.
With Africa.
Okay. Now that you've been, you kind of like, well, I should have laid my stake in this.
Man, when I went to Africa, Cape Town, I was on Table Mountain, and I'm looking over at Rubens over at the jail with Nelson Mandela from the mountain.
Right.
And I'm thinking all this stuff is running back. Like all this stuff we talking is running back. Like, man, you did all this, man. Then you done made it at the top of the mountain. I'm in the clouds. I'm thinking that it's about to rain. And a woman say, baby, it ain't rain. We in the clouds. So when I go back down the mountain, I looked up, we was in the clouds. It's so high.
Yeah.
It was like 37. I want to say it was like 37,000 feet high up on the mountain.
The clouds there.
And it was a feeling, you know. And then to see how back then that amount of money that I had, if I would have went to Africa, I'd have been set. I definitely wouldn't have been. It'd have been a whole other level.
Now, let me say this: I have been to Cape Town, to Table Mountain. If you ever get a chance, please go there. It's beautiful. You can see Antarctica in the distance. South Africa is very beautiful. Table Mountain is like at the top of this like flat mountain on the top of like in Cape Town. It's beautiful. I mean, just looking over, you know what I'm saying? So he is right about that. Table Mountain is absolutely breathtaking, you know.
The laws, you've been changing.
It'd been a whole nother level,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'd already been, got to realize I was already a Pan-Africanist. I was already, you know, with my doctrine, I just got caught up in materialism. I got caught up in materialism and just was doing and didn't have the education to invest my money to start a business.
Sometimes, yes, it's the lack of education, a lack of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't like I just say, oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and do it. No, I tussle a little bit about as much as I could, but again, because how he caught me off guard, coming behind me, and he was a bigger guy, just
Real life.
It ain't real life. Real Lyfe Street Stars. You know what time it is.
Real Lyfe Street Stars. Y'all put it together. We have I want to say an incredible story in regards to, you know, we have people that come on this couch and give testimonies on what's happened in their life. And I think one thing that comes from like you know, when you watch the old Wild Wild West movies, that, you know, there's hardened criminals. they're the low of the low. They're gunslinging. Let's go rob a bank because I wanted the easy way, not the hard way, and I'm willing to kill for it. That's not your story.
nope.
you actually didn't even rob banks for money, really.
That's correct.
So let's go through there, man. As far as your upbringing, we always like to try to find out what kind of household someone grew up in to be able to lead them to a life of crime. Can you advise Vernon as far as what type?
That I was going to a camp, and I mean golf courses, tennis courses, swimming pools. I was led to believe that the federal prisons was camps. It was nice and easy to lay back, and starting off at a penitentiary, it was nowhere near like that.
Okay. All right. So Vernon, again, let's take it back as far as growing up. You had sisters
in the shoe, special housing, because he did not even believe that I should have been at that prison.
All right. So let me ask you this.
Young.
Getting how many banks did you rob in your tenure? 4 banks in the span of 9 months.
We robbed 4 fast food places first, and then we graduated to the 4 banks.
All right. So let's first and foremost ask you this, because this is what you said even in Baba Shaka's interview. You did not say yes because
I wanted the money.
You wanted the money. So what was it that motivated you to say yes, or
because
inspired you?
I didn't like the fact that I was being. Now my vocabulary for what transpired back then is a little different because I'm older now. But back then I didn't want my manhood was being challenged. I didn't like the fact that, I was being called a nerd, a square, geek. And so I was like, fuck that. I'm gonna show y'all. Hey, look, I'm down with you. I can do everything y'all do. I might be new to this, but let's go do it.
But you already been to the military. Like, you've been with girls. You already like.
I hit all the teller machines, and it was 4 of them.
And you only got 12?
Yeah, I say, yeah. What did
I'm saying that's just not.
Nah, I'm sure it happens.
Yeah.
But in the ones we didn't do that.
I've read a lot of the guys' cases because man, the Rolling 60s out of LA, they're notorious for robbing banks. That was one of their licks, they hustles. But so I'd have friends when we in prison, we comparing paperwork on bank robbery. We talking about
Lyric was just premiering that night.
Man. Good movie. Good movie.
Which was a bank robbery movie.
Was a bank robbery movie? Yeah.
So I'm sitting in the movie like, oh my God, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But, everybody's still doing it. And then we might, he might get me to start talking about some of the street stuff that I did, like some of the girls I was with. So when he found out, like he found out like I ate pussy. So you suck a hole, you suck a hole, you suck a pole. So it's kind of like you start playing sex games and shit. So what?
So the dude was playing homosexual games with him, and he didn't recognize him.
Yeah.
He didn't know when to take off. So because when you get a celly and he do certain things or he say certain things, you got to take off. He don't know to take off. So the dude got a fiend book and he rubbing himself. Or he rocked up. He uncomfortable. He don't know to take off. He don't know to do something.
Yeah. So that's it.
Were you on any medication?
Not at that time, no. I didn't get the medication until I got to Florence, which was
a blade in your hand. They put a knife in your hand.
Yep. It was an ice pick.
An ice pick. Who and you get
a preview of what Vern's story is. I'm not sure if it's ever going to air on the actual Real Life Street Stars, but if you can, go watch his story. If it does air, please watch it. It's a very compelling story. Shouts out to Baba Shaka. Shouts out to Vern. I mean, this is a very it's a telling story about peer pressure, people that grow up in really good households but still ended up robbing banks because they got exposed or were doing things peer pressure wise that led them into this. I want to thank you guys for being here with me tonight. Shouts out to everybody. Shouts out to Jackie Gaines for being here with me. Lakeisha, I'm not sure if you're still here, but I really want you guys to check those 3 videos so far out. Well, 4 on Real Life Street Stars. When you get a chance, please check them out. Shouts out to Real Life Street Stars for telling their story and actually being the platform. But I at least wanted to cover this because it's a very, very important story that people need to have. So, shouts out everybody. Good night.
How come I show energy Darling, let your spirit be free. Don't give up, keep on pushing through. Now is the time, it's all up to you. Alchemize your energy, my friend. Let your spirit be free. Don't give up, keep on pushing through. Now is the time, it's all up to you. No matter the storm, but over tragedy. No matter the storm, but over tragedy. No matter the storm, we will always take flight. Keep on pushing through the darkness of the night. There's no limit, let's reach for the sky. Shine so bright, from darkness to light.